So I got a bone to pick with Martin Scorsese. A few years back, he made some comment about how comic book movies aren't cinema. I let that one slide. Now he's got this new movie out, he's doing press tours, and here he is, doubling down, talking shit on comic book movies again. He seems to think that movie theaters are being overrun by amusement park comic book films, and that these movies have no substance. And this leaves no room for the real creators to show real cinema that moves people. Yeah. I don't seem to remember the last time a comic book movie moved me. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Seriously though, Marty? The hell are you talking about, man? In the year 2022, there were 449 movies released in movie theaters. Guess how many were comic book movies? 7. Not to mention, the 3 highest grossing movies of this year were about a toy, a video game, and the dude that created the atom bomb. Mr. Scorsese. Calm down. Stay in your lane and shut the fuck up. Okay, Killers of the Flower Moon. Very simple plot that is dragged out as long as humanly possible. Leonardo DiCaprio is a simple man. He moves out to Oklahoma where his uncle lives. This area is rich with oil and it's owned by a Native American tribe called the Osage. As Leo is falling in love with this Osage woman, we discover slowly, very slowly, that maybe his uncle is manipulating things to get some of that oil money. Leonardo DiCaprio is the main protagonist in this. His name is Ernest. As always, Leo did a great job. Character-wise, though, I just had a hard time getting behind this guy, and that seemed to be something that Scorsese does a lot. He likes to have his main protagonists be unlikable people. And this one specifically is very dumb and very easy to manipulate. Gullible as hell. I don't know how many times he would be told something or do something, and I'm sitting there like, come on, man. The guy playing Leonardo DiCaprio's uncle, you may have heard of him. It's Robert De Niro. He was fantastic, played this role to perfection. He's one of those guys that's like a hero for the town, and you just know that he's rotten to the core. I honestly hated this guy the entire time, and that just goes to show how good of a performance Robert De Niro had. The other performance that I thought was a huge standout was by Lily Gladstone. She's the wife of Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and this poor woman has to deal with so much shit the entire time. I felt so bad for her, and mostly that's because her performance was so good. With every crazy, awful situation she dealt with, she was there to perform the shit out of it. And if I have learned anything from her character, it's that diabetes should never be taken lightly.
Diabetes.
There's a few other cameos in this that I was kind of surprised to see. One in particular, I'm not going to say who it is, but when they showed up in the last, half hour of the movie, I was like, oh, awesome. So, let's just say this is not Martin Scorsese's best work. Did I like it? Well, I appreciate what it is. I think it's a compelling story about how powerful a manipulative person can get. The acting and cinematography, they're as good as it gets. It's Scorsese. And for someone at his caliber with his experience, I have very high expectations. And this did not meet my expectations. It seems like Martin Scorsese has gotten to a point where no one has the balls to tell him to cut anything from the final edit. This may be the slowest movie I've ever seen, and I'm not even sure I'm out of it yet. I think I might still be there right now, and I'm just hallucinating this. This thing just drags over a 3.5 hour runtime, plus 25 minutes of movie trailers beforehand. That means you're looking at 4 fucking hours at the movie theater. I'm telling you right now, he could easily cut an hour out of this and it wouldn't affect the story at all. There were several shots that he repeated, and I found that unnecessary. The vibe of all the characters is monotone. I think there's only one guy with any personality in this. There's this whole trial at the end, and it seems obvious to just run that parallel with the rest of the story. Bounce back and forth with the trial and what we're seeing instead of having us see everything, and then in the trial later on, everyone just talks about what we've already seen. You're better than this, Marty. Everything about the runtime just made me feel like we were being told a story by an 80-year-old man trying to get us to stay at the retirement home so he wouldn't be lonely. I'm sorry, that was mean. The script also plays out very straightforward. It's very obvious. I was never surprised by anything. There'd be a character that said they were going to do something, and then they would go do it. Or there would be a character saying, hey, if you do this, then this is going to happen, and then it would happen. Just do it without the heads up. I don't need dialogue around what I'm seeing to narrate what I'm seeing. I'm good. There are so many movies out there that cover this theme. I did like seeing a new way of showing how greedy white assholes manipulate and take from Native Americans. The typical story we see is white assholes come in, slaughter Native Americans, take what's theirs. This setup is more of a spider web. The Native Americans in this are being treated very well, but behind the scenes, they're getting killed, they're getting stolen from, and they just don't see it coming. If you take that theme and you keep it within a 2-hour runtime, you're looking at a really great movie. This was just stretched out too fucking long. It felt like a goddamn marathon. And here's the thing, right? This is a topic that the Academy Awards fucking love. And you're gonna see all these critics just drooling over how much of a masterpiece this is, when in reality, you're just sitting there waiting for something to fucking happen, and you're seeing the same conversations over and over. I'm gonna be real with you. It's good, but it's not worth seeing in the theater. I know your time is worth more than this movie. If you're really bored and you're looking for 4 hours to kill, then yeah, go ahead. Go see Killers of the Flower Moon. Or just wait till it's available to watch at home, where you can take pee breaks, you can take a nap in between if you need to. It's probably more beneficial for you to give yourself the opportunity to fast forward through all the unnecessary fluff. Yeah, just watch it at home. Don't give Martin the money. Okay, see ya! Subscribe! Okay, I think I figured it out. Martin Scorsese was a comic book nerd when he was a child. And he was bullied so bad that it completely turned him against comic books. So now that they've made these successful comic book movies, he just can't handle the trauma. Martin Scorsese has become a goddamn comic book villain. Hey, if he has so many issues with comic book movies, I'm curious what he has to say about the Taylor Swift movie.